everybody! It's time for Inside the Zone with Mateo. Under center, McCarthy throws deep, touchdown Vikings! He's JJ. Out in front, Eck to Kaprizov, back to Eck, back to Kaprizov, he shoots, he scores! Edwards, fadeaway, jumper, 3! Wolves lead by 20! And the pitch, swing on high, ball deep out to right center field, way back there! On its way, gone, a Byron Buxton home run! Everybody, welcome to Inside the Zone with Mateo. It starts now. That is right. Everybody, welcome back to another edition of Inside the Zone with Mateo. We have another live show for you today, and it is time, everybody, for the MLB season to start. I know it just ended. But now it starts again. The Dodgers win the World Series, but free agency opens up today. And we're going to be here live for probably the first about an hour or so of free agency to see if any big deals happen in that time frame. And otherwise, also, we're just going to take a peek at who are free agents for the every single MLB team. Which major players could they lose to free agency if they don't get a deal done? I'll look at my Minnesota Twins a little bit too, because we got a new manager. I haven't talked about the Twins in a long time, and we'll just kind of look ahead briefly to the 2026 season. But yeah, this is one of the more exciting times in MLB. MLB offseason. You know, when the offseason finally starts, and because there's been so many teams who missed the playoffs. That haven't like end of September was when we saw these teams last, and now will some of them make a big splash here in the beginning of November? Look to spring training, which is only 99 days away, and that is absolutely crazy. So yeah, glad you guys are all joining me here live on Inside the Zone with Mateo. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're just trying to grow this channel. That's why we do all these lives, because I feel like the lives bring in so many viewers, which I appreciate. Yeah, feel free to comment down in the chat, and I'll address that as necessary. But yeah, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just kind of go team by team, look at who are free agents right now for each team. We're going to start with Arizona. Arizona right now, Zach Gallen is the biggest name on the free agency. Like who's going to become a free agent or is set to become a free agent right now, as it is 4:03 p.m. Central Standard Time. Free agency started 5 o'clock Eastern. So 3 minutes into free agency, these guys are all free agents. Zach Gallen, Jalen Beeks, James McCann, Trevor Richards, and then a bunch of other minor leaguers. I'm actually, in fact, going to just probably do MLB only here. And there we go. Zach Gallen, Jalen Beeks, James McCann, and Trevor Richards are the free agents for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And obviously, Zach Gallen, a starting pitcher he's the age of 30 years old. He'll be 31 next year, but it looks like he'll stay 30 for most of the next MLB season. And he's a very, very talented pitcher. I really like Zach Gallen. He's probably one of the more likable pitchers as well in the MLB. And so I'm excited to see if Arizona tries to keep him around or if he goes to a different team, because Arizona had a very interesting year this year. I don't remember exactly their stand. Let me pull up the standings here. I believe they were second to last because they had the Rockies in their division, so that kind of helps that you not be last in your division when you have the Rockies. However, they had a pretty disappointing season, and they have they had a pretty good roster going into the 2025 season, and I just don't know what happened. I think maybe injuries possibly happened, but yeah, let me see here. Okay, so they were 80 and 82, so they were about at 500. They were 13 games back of the Dodgers. They ended the season 3-7, their last 10 games of the season. But yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I had probably I think I predicted them to make the playoffs, but they didn't, and we'll see if now Zach Gallen wants to stay in Arizona. They do have Corbin Burns, I believe, as their technically number one pitcher, their ace pitcher, if you want to call it that. And then I think there are some minor leaguers that are set to probably make their debuts in 2026. So you say, maybe Zach Gallen wants to go to somewhere where he thinks he could try to win. As he is getting older, he's going to be 31 next year, as I said. And then James McCann is also somebody that kind of there are a lot of old guys hit the free agency market because they're usually 1 or 2 year deals, and they're just like going to hit free agency because teams don't want to commit to them long term because you don't know how they're going to be athletic wise. And then, yeah, Jalen Beeks again, Trevor Richards, they're both in their 30s, late 30s, or no, early 30s, my bad, excuse me. So, yeah, I feel like the only big name for Arizona right now that is set to become a free agent will be Zach Gallen. And if you're just joining in, welcome in. Thank you for watching. And we are going to be just kind of right now unless we get any news of any contracts, which I doubt we will. I can't remember last year. I was trying to figure that out. If there were many big contracts signed in the first hour, I doubt it. But we're just kind of as a little preview of who's set to become a free agent or who is actually a free agent right now. I keep saying set to become a free agent. No, they are a free agent right now. We are officially to the 2026 MLB season. So, yeah, that's Arizona. That's the first team. And let's just I think we're going to go alphabetical order. It just makes the most sense. And the Oakland Athletics are a very interesting team. They really had nobody as a free agent. So I think I'm going to skip over them. There's their free agents. Sorry if you're an A's fan. I'm sorry that you're an A's fan as well. We're going to just move on. There's not really anybody to talk about. This team, there are some things to talk about. The Atlanta Braves have Marcell Ozuna, 35 years old. You got Hyun-Sung Kim, Iglesias, David Fletcher, Carlos Carrasco. So there are some names. Those are all some very talented veteran players that I feel like any team that made the playoffs this year could be looking to add. As you see, there's a lot of relief pitchers. Kinley, Johnson, Iglesias. Those guys, I feel like, especially Iglesias, could for sure be re-signed by Atlanta. But I would not be surprised, again, if a team like the Orioles, who didn't make the playoffs but aren't that far away. I just don't know what happened to the Orioles. But, I mean, even like the Tigers, the Guardians, who need some bullpen help. Some of these guys, and I'm probably going to repeat myself on that a lot for a lot of these free agents that are going to be, especially relief pitchers. You tend to see the playoff teams that made the playoffs this previous year then goes find and try to solidify their bullpen. And, that Atlanta has some great options for that as well. But, Atlanta, obviously, so I'm not writing these out. Like, Atlanta could for sure re-sign them all. I'm not saying that like Atlanta's going to lose all of these guys. These are the guys that aren't signed to a contract right now and are eligible to be signed by any of the 30 MLB teams. Like Marcell Ozuna, I think he'll probably stay with Atlanta. I don't see why not. I think the Braves really, really love him. And then like Hyun-Sung Kim, I feel like he could probably be moved outside of Atlanta, but Iglesias will probably stay. And then the other guys are just kind of like depending on money wise. Do you want to pay them that much that they want? Like you can see like Azuna's going to be asking for about 14 mil. His previous salary, interesting, was about $17 million. But he is getting older. He's almost 35 years old. And I feel like he was hurt a lot as well. So we'll see, though, what Atlanta does. And I believe that is all for the A teams. I think, Baltimore Orioles. I mentioned them already. but they have Zach Eflin, and I saw news about Zach Eflin. I do not remember what it was exactly, so let me take a peek there. I saw something. I was reading something the other day, and I bookmarked it. I just forgot exactly what it was. Man, what was it? Dang, what was it? Hold on. If y'all know, let me know in the chat. Zach Eflin. There was I think he declined an option. I think he declined his player option possibly. So which means he doesn't want to be with Baltimore, I'm pretty sure. Unless that's just somebody else. Let's see the news here. I'm just wondering if I saw something correctly or not. He was injured all of last season pretty much. It was an unfortunate like Baltimore, I remember when he's yeah, no. Okay, no, he hopes to return. Okay. Eflin hopes to return. Never mind. Forget about what I say. I guess okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I know nothing about Zachary Eflin. But yeah, from what I was reading about him, because he's somebody that does fascinate me a lot. I liked him in Tampa Bay when he was over there. But Zach Eflin hopes to return to Baltimore. I do know that for a fact, and I think he'll stay there. He is 32 years old, so you probably could even get him for a little less than what the market value says he's going to be, like 16 million. I think you could get it for way cheaper. I'm talking like 12 million dollars probably a year for like 2 or 3 years. That's something I feel like could be realistic for the Orioles. Also, you got Jorge Mateo, who's 30 years old. Crazy. He's been around for a while. I do like that name, even though it's spelled the wrong way. If I'm Italian, he's probably either Spanish, Latino, whatever. But yeah, I think all of these players for Baltimore are for sure easily resignable for the Orioles if they want to keep him around. And the market value here, I think it could be much lower for most of these guys. I do not think Gary Sanchez will be back. He floats around so much that I do think he'll just be on a different team every year. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And he might even not be signed till like opening day. That's the type of player Gary Sanchez is. I love Gary Sanchez. Think he's a great catcher, great DH. And yeah, that's gonna be for Baltimore. We're gonna go over to Boston because they do have a huge one. Alex Bregman declined his player option, I believe so. Yep, he opts out of his contract. So he would like to play for a different team. Alex Bregman. That was a big news break when that broke, I believe 3 or 4 days ago. And so yeah, he's probably one of the biggest guys on the table right now. And I feel like he could go to any playoff contending team, maybe the Mets, even because their third base side of the infield is a little interesting. And they're gonna probably lose Alonso. We'll talk about that in a second, because Alonso, he doesn't want to be really with the New York Mets, or he just want some more money. That's something we'll talk about once we get to the New York Mets. But Alex Bregman is definitely one of the bigger free agents out there, and I can't wait to see where he ends up going. I wonder if it could be a Mariners type of team. I feel like, because I believe Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez are both free agents. They don't bring them back. Do they bring in like an Alex Bregman? Could we see? I don't know. There's a lot of teams that need a good third baseman, and Alex Bregman is such an elite player that I'm just excited to see where these bigger name free agents go. That's probably my favorite part. Just my favorite part of all free agencies, no matter what sport, just seeing who's the best guys available and where are they going to go. Because I love, the league just kind of being shaked up a little bit, and I wish my Minnesota Twins would do something like that. They're never going to with the cheap poll ads in office, but maybe they'll shock me and bring in a Kyle Tucker or something. Who knows? We'll talk about them in a little bit as well. But other than Bregman, Gualito, he declined his player option. Steve Matz, I don't think he's gonna do much. like Dustin May, Rob Ruff-Snyder, Justin Wilson, Liam Hendricks. They're all guys that for sure could end up on a playoff contending team, a rebuilding team. They're all gonna get jobs. They might even end up back on Boston. Who knows? Or I feel like there were some rumors that Rob Ruff-Snyder and Justin Wilson were gonna retire as well. So you never know about that. But yeah, those are a quick look at the Boston Red Sox free agents. Excuse me. We got the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are next, and they have got an interesting. Okay, hold on. They've got a very interesting free agency class. Look at those two names. I believe, yeah, they even have more down here. They have a lot of former Twins as well. So I know what they all are talking about here. But Kyle Tucker, Shota Amaga, pardon me if I'm pronouncing that like incorrectly. I always call him Shota, and so just bear with me. You know who he is. You can see his name right there. Those two are huge free agents on the table right now for any team. There were rumors. I know people are probably going to hate this. The Dodgers seem interested in Kyle Tucker. Could you imagine that? That would be quite the accusation, and I feel like then you might be talking about a three-peat for the Dodgers. Obviously, there is no salary cap in baseball, so it's however much the owners want to pay, and the owners, in LA, they have a lot of money, so who knows? They could bring in Kyle Tucker, who's probably going to be up for like $40 million contract. That's going to be absolutely insane. Can't wait to see where he goes. Shota's going to go somewhere as well. Willie Castro, wouldn't be surprised if the Minnesota Twins try to go get Willie Castro again. They traded him at the trade deadline because when they did that complete fire sale, and I believe they didn't totally want to do that. I believe the Twins really, really liked Willie Castro. I liked Willie Castro. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes back to Minnesota. I'm looking here. Justin Turner's probably done as well. I mean, Carlos Santana. Yeah, they got a lot of older players that could probably get cheap deals anywhere, either on the Cubs or, anywhere else. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to go. But, yeah, Kyle Tucker, very interesting where he's going to end up, especially with those Dodger reports coming in. Oh boy, I know who's next. The next Chicago team, the White Sox. We're just going to skip over them. Here's their quick list of free agents. Goodbye, Chicago. And then the Cincinnati Reds did get Keegan Murray. I don't know. I think this was just a trade. It was nothing big, but it's the only news of any transactions. So that's the only transaction in the MLB so far. That was a couple of days ago. I don't know exactly what happened there, but maybe if you're a Reds fan, you know. But yeah, you could see Zach Little, Austin Hayes, Michael Anjar, Scott Barlow, Nick Martinez. Not a lot of big names for the Cincinnati Reds, who are a free agent this year. Excuse me. Cleveland, kind of same thing. Jake Junis is probably the biggest name. Oh, I mean, I guess you got, Lane Thomas was having a pretty good year with the Cleveland Guardians. But, again, it doesn't seem like they're going to get that big of a deal, as you can take a look at their market value. John Means does have a club option, so it's all up to the Cleveland Guardians to see do they want to pick that up or not. And it's only about a $1 million, so they'll probably keep it. That's a pretty simple contract. We got the Colorado Rockies. We're probably going to skip them as well. Kyle Farmer. Yeah, it's just those teams that don't have any players, in general, they're not going to have any big name free agents. That's just kind of how it is. Detroit, Gleyber Torres looks like he's going to be on the move. So will Alex Cobb, Paul Sewald as well, Chris Paddock, Randy Dobnik. All of those guys are probably going to be on the go. They're going to probably leave this Tigers organization after playing not very long with them. Gleyber Torres, I feel like he moves a lot during these free agencies. He tends to move just all the time. And I don't know. In the chat, if you guys are watching here, which I see a bunch of you guys are. A bunch of you guys keep coming back, leaving, coming back. It's fine. It's all good. Thank you guys for watching. But if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. But in the chat, for sure, bro, for sure, just kind of talk to me about like where do you think your favorite players that are free agents are going? Let me know. And who knows? Yeah, let's just have a little fun time here. I'm making sure we don't have any Jeff Passan reports or anything. I doubt it. A lot of teams are just trying to figure out what they want to do here in these first hours, who's on the table. They're making calls to the agents. The agents are probably the busiest people, in this time frame. You know, they're talking to players, and some agents have multiple players that they're agenting for, which is I mean, I feel like that would kind of be a cool job, to be honest, being a player's agent. I wonder how well they get paid. They probably get paid decent. They do probably get paid decent. But yeah, there's okay. 13 players. Here we go. We got some news. This was from 37 minutes ago. I just didn't see this. We have players that were tendered qualifying offers on Thursday here. That's today. That is here. I'll just share this tab. Here is what we have. Hopefully this is not too fuzzy for y'all. X doesn't really like my streaming software. But Kyle Tucker was offered a qualifying offer. Kyle Swarberg, Boba Chet, Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, Ranger Suarez, Edwin Diaz, Zach Gallen, who we just talked about, showed him. Yep, we just talked about him. Michael King, Trent Grissom, Gleyber Torres, who we were just talking about, and then Brendan Woodruff, who we were just talking. Who actually we were about to talk about his team very quickly here. But yeah, we're going to go now over here to the Houston Astros. Houston Astros, as Jeff Passan just let us know, Valdez is a free agent. He did receive a qualifying offer. So that's going to be interesting to see. We got the Royals and the Angels. Who are the Royals free agents this year? Okay, Yastrzemski, but that's about it. Okay, interesting. Then we got the Angels coming up next for their free agency pool. It's Tyler Anderson is a big name. He is a very good pitcher, and I feel like he wants out. The Dodgers, there's not. I think it's just Miguel Rojas who should, because Kershaw's going to retire. Conforto, they're not going to sign, and Kirby Yates, they're not going to sign. I'm guessing so. Maybe Kopech and Rojas. Rojas, they should sign after that World Series. If you know, you know. Miami why did I say Miami Dolphins? My goodness, we're not playing football. We're playing baseball. The Miami Marlins free agents for 2026 include nobody, I guess. I don't know. We're going to go over to the Milwaukee Brewers, who we do know have. I don't think. Wow, Miami doesn't have free agents. That's crazy. Jordan Montgomery, Reese Hoskins, Brandon Woodruff, Danny Jansen, Jose Quintana. Man, they have quite a few. And this team that was probably the best team record-wise in the MLB. We'll see if they can keep this team together, or if the Midwest teams tend to be the worst at all of this contract stuff because they have the least amount of money. It's kind of funny. Just who doesn't have money? The poll ads, bro. Minnesota Twins. You know. If you know, you know. And I'm not gonna throw a fit about that. All right. The Minnesota Twins. I believe Christian Vasquez. Yeah, Christian Vasquez is the only, and then Justin Topa. Justin Topa has a club option. He'll probably stay here. But yeah, Christian Vasquez, I doubt it. I doubt you're going to still be here next year. The New York Mets are next, and they have a heck of a lot of players, bro. Holy cow. Pete Alonso, Edwin Diaz, Sterling Marte, Cedric Mullins, Ryan Hesley, Jesse Winker, Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers, and company. The New York Mets. Yeah, I'm guessing Pete Alonso is going to be gone. Edwin Diaz is probably going to be gone, and so are these guys. Pete Alonso, my man. Oh boy, that polar bear is going to get some. That polar bear is going to get paid, and guy might help a team. That the polar bear might help some team, whoever signs him, whoever the heck signs him. I think he'll help him a lot. But yeah, we'll have to see. We will have to see where he goes. As here are the New York Yankees free agents for this year. Again, of course, they just all became free agents. The season started at 5 o'clock Eastern time. And yeah, so Cody Bellinger, Devin Williams, Paul Goldschmidt, Trey Grissom, who just received a qualifying offer, by the way. And yeah, so that's going to be it for the Yankees. Phillies do have Schwarber, and Schwarber is a very interesting topic. They have Bader, they have Kepler, and Real Muto, who are all very good players. This is okay. The Phillies probably have the most interesting free agents to deal with. I'm going to be very interested to see how they pay these players and if they resign most of them. I feel like Kyle Schwarber may or may not be back. I have no idea, bro. I think Schwarber is going to be gone for sure. I think he's going to be somewhere else. I can't wait to see where he goes. A leadoff hitter. Hey, Minnesota Twins. Pay an old, washed left fielder. Why not do that again? I don't know. But yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Hold on. Sorry about this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We'll talk. Okay. Next up, excuse me. Oh, I believe it's Pittsburgh. Yep, Pittsburgh is next. And they don't have anybody. Okay, cool. Sounds good. San Diego Padres. You got Luis Ariz, Dylan Cease, Michael King, and others. The San Diego Padres free agents. That's very interesting. Are the most excited. Who are you the most excited for? Sorry about that. There we go. Luis Ariz, come back to Minnesota. Come back to Minnesota. Why not come back to Minnesota? Come back to Minnesota, Luis Ariz. I don't know. I really like Luis. I don't know why we got rid of him. He's 28 years old. He can play first base. He can play second base. Help that infield out. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the Padres decide to do there. I appreciate everybody watching here. We have about 10 to 15 people in here maximum so far. Appreciate the heck out of y'all. The San Francisco Giants have Justin Verlander, who I feel like he should just retire. That's it for that team. Seattle, this is who I did want to see. Jorge Polanco, I do know. Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez. Okay, so the guys they picked up basically at the trade deadline are all free agents at the moment. So we'll see if they get re-signed by the Mariners or other teams. The Cardinals. So we got about 5 teams left here. Okay, cool. Yep. No, Mike Mickles. Oh, Cardinals. Oh, Cardinals. The Rays don't have anybody interesting to note. The Texas Rangers. They got John Gray, Tyler Mahle, Merrill Kelly, all the older guys, all the older pitchers. Yeah, a lot of old pitchers. Very interesting. Danny Coulomb, former Twin for like a million years. But yeah, Texas is going to be interesting to see if they resign some of those. Team that was just in the World Series: Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, Bo Bichette, who just received a qualifying offer, Ty France, Sir Anthony Dominguez. Don't think they're going to bring him back in after that performance. And then Josh Bell for the Washington Nationals. So that is, in 30 minutes, we basically just covered all the free agents who all the players that will be a free agent. We just covered that in about 30 minutes. And I hope that helped you guys, to see who's a free agent, who's could get moved to different teams. And yeah, let me know the players, the free agents that you are most excited, to see get moved if they get moved. For sure. Okay, so it looks like Kyle Tucker got offered 22 mil from Jeff Passan. Hold on. Hold up. 13. Okay, 22. Okay, so yeah, everybody that I had read from Twitter had did get a qualifying offer worth about 22.05 million. So Bobachet, Valdez, Cease, Suarez, Diaz, Torres. Okay, Gallon, Shota. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll see if they, end up agreeing to that qualifying offer or not. And yeah, I think this is I'm gonna be probably live, for another half an hour. It's 5:30 Eastern. 5:30 Eastern right now. I'll be live till about 6. So about 30 more minutes to see if anything happens. But yeah, we gave you basically a free agency kind of like overview to see who are free agents, and I hope that helped a lot. And if you are watching this, this is going to count as an episode of Inside the Zone with Mateo. This is amazing. Like, I get to do an MLB episode. Like, I love the MLB, to be honest. Like, I love the MLB. It's just fun, when there's things to talk about in the MLB that's not like me rage baiting all the Minnesota Twins, which, hey, rage baiting the Twins is actually kind of fun sometimes, If you know, rage baiting your team is kind of fun. And yeah, let me know if y'all think that's valid. But okay, so Muncie, yeah, we do know that. I'm looking here to see if there's any updates everywhere. I'm not seeing any updates. Okay, cool. Cool. I think, yeah, so we're just going to chill out here. Let me, you can ask questions for sure. If you want, I might even start a Q&A. If we get enough people in here. People kind of left. Kind of rude. And I'm kidding. It's not rude at all. I appreciate it. Especially, if you liked and subscribed, which is always great when people do that as well. Yeah, so some key off-season dates. Hey, this helps too. It's like a whole off-season preview. Off-season preview, right? There we go. All right. Off-season preview here. So November 6th, today, right now, free agency begins at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So we are into free agency. The GMs will have meetings from the 10th, which is Monday through Thursday of next week. The owners will then have a meeting next Tuesday through Thursday. The deadline to accept or reject these qualifying offers is then on the 18th, which is in 2 Tuesdays. So they've got about 1.5 weeks to accept all those qualifying offers that we just mentioned. The non-tender deadline is the 21st, and then the winter meetings in Orlando start on the 8th. The draft lottery is the 9th. The Rule 5 draft is the 10th. And yep, those are some of the notable rejections, basically. Some notable rejections around the MLB. Indeed. I was gonna be live for a longer period of time, but I feel like it's just kind of that was a really good offseason preview. I feel like that was such a good offseason preview that I just kind of want to end it here. If you know, you know. And yeah, but hey, if people are still in here, I will still be yapping on the MLB when it's not even MLB season. Well, technically it is, but it's November. We're talking about the off season for spring training that starts in 99 days. Yep. Yeah, but there's I doubt I don't think we're gonna get any fun details today. Any fun signings. It's again it just opened 30 minutes ago. Free agency just opened 30 minutes ago. But yeah, hey, if you guys want to start asking me questions, I see a bunch of people left here. Darn. All right. Well, that's okay. But yeah, feel free to ask me questions, MLB related, sports related. I'll answer them. Hypothetical situations, etc., etc. Bunch of people left. Wow. 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 All right. It's all good. All good. As soon as I say that, people just don't want to ask me questions at all. Hey, all good. All good. I appreciate you, everybody, for watching this, even if it's not even you're watching it live. But you might be even watching it just like you find it another day because all my live streams turn into videos. So you can watch it any other time on YouTube. And if you haven't already, I'm just going to ask you, would you hit that like button? Would you hit that subscribe button? It really does help the channel out. But yeah, go ahead and if you want to ask me questions about the MLB free agency, go ahead and do that. We're going to be live for about 20 more minutes or so. We do get 24 subscribers. So one of y'all did subscribe. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. Oh man. I all right. I'm a little tired though. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I am a little tired and yeah. I don't like it how like I'm looking outside and it just gets so dark so fast now. It's just kind of sad, bro. It kind of is sad that it just gets so dark outside now. Unless you're not living in the US. Maybe like cuz you might not even be in the US. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm kind of yapping. I'm yapping a little bit. Just a little bit. Ba-da-bum. We'll share this tab again. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Yeah. We're approaching 40 minutes in the stream. Ba-da-dum. Yeah. So if you guys don't like if you're new and normally that's for, live streams, that's normally new viewers. And so if you are new, what I do here on the channel is basically I have a podcast, right? This is a podcast. I did about 30 minutes right now here on the stream of a podcast episode that will come out. This live stream will come out on my channel probably 24 hours after, YouTube has to just process it, but it will become a episode so you guys can rewatch it if you wish. But yeah, we basically just previewed free agency and we're just kind of sitting here, waiting to see if there's anything going to happen. It's about an hour stream today. And then, yeah, but there's also, I have shorts. Go ahead and check those out. One just blew up with like 2.5 thousand views. It's like the most craziness. Like it was recapping the NFL trade deadline, and it just went crazy. People are loving that. It was crazy though. It's one of my longest shorts. It's like a 3-minute short, and it goes the most crazy. You would think like the shorter shorts would go crazy, but no, people love the longer shorts. I appreciate it. I'll make some more of them here if we get some crazy contract signings. But yeah, I just love doing this. But I do podcasts. I do some gaming content. If you have any suggestions too, drop it in the comments, drop it in the chat. And actually, no, if you have any suggestions, drop it in the comments, not the live stream chat, because I sometimes just delete the live stream chat. So go ahead and just drop it in the comments. If you have any podcast ideas, shorts ideas, gaming ideas, I have all the sports games. Let me know if that would keep y'all around. I want to do whatever the people want because y'all are the ones subscribing. Y'all are the ones watching. So if y'all have an idea, let me know. But yeah, you can for sure ask me anything sports related today. And yeah, I'm just kind of chilling here, just kind of chilling. And we like it that way here on Inside the Zone with Mateo. Yes, we do. But indeed, All right, 17 people were in here at once. That is amazing. Like with these, like the game reaction videos. Oh, wait. Never mind. I'm getting excited over nothing. With these with these not these shorter streams that aren't like game reactions, I don't get a lot of views. So I appreciate everybody who viewed it. I know a lot of people left 40 minutes now in, but you guys stayed around here for a while. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And I think we're just gonna stop. I think that's gonna do it for today. I don't think we're gonna get any. And then now watch it, end the stream. I'm gonna end the stream, and then there's gonna be a huge signing. But yeah, basically a recap of the stream in case you missed it. Basically, all we did here was I gave you a full offseason preview. Basically, we went through every team's free agents. So go ahead and either watch it back. It will become a full video, an episode of my podcast in a couple minutes, or probably in about an hour or two. But go ahead and rewatch that. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one of you guys. But yeah, I'm just trying to grow my channel, and I hope y'all are enjoying the content because it's basically nonstop content for so long, and I appreciate you guys for all watching this. But yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me. You can follow me on Spotify, on X. Everything's in the description of my YouTube channel and YouTube videos. But yeah, just, like, subscribe, keep God first because He's the most important thing in your lives. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody.